Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and or listening to the podcast, and welcome to my house. It's time for another ServiceNow Store highlights video. That's SSH version 20250120. So we're our third episode of 2025. We have 45 new, updated, or removed applications in the ServiceNow Store. That breaks down to 3 compatibility updates, 2 downgrades, 2 fixes, 1 ghost application, 8 highlights, 21 minor updates, 5 new releases, and 3 release notes fails. Let's hop right over and take a look at what actually makes up those breakdowns for this week's episode. We'll just come here and group by category and start with the compatibility updates. There were, again, 3 of them: Advanced SN Connect ADP Global Payroll, Advanced SN Connect ADP Lyric, and New Lab. All were compatibility updates to Xanadu. There were 2 downgrades. Let's go ahead and check them and make sure. First one was Vulnerability Response Common. It was downgraded from version 2.9.3 from version 2.1.10.0. The versioning is funny on these ones, but yeah, for some reason it fell back. At least 1 version level. The same for its sister application or companion application, the Vulnerability Response Integration with Palo Alto Networks Prisma Cloud Compute, longest app title name. It was downgraded to 3.0.3 from version 3.0.4. So hopefully we'll see those restored over the next week or so. There were 2 fixes this week: Security Incident Response Workspace and Security Operations Setup Assistance had some fixes in their application. And there was 1 ghost application. We'll click on it and make sure it's still not available in the ServiceNow Store, and it's not. And that application is called Cloudify from Dell Global BV. So that application is no longer available in the store. There were 21 minor updates. So let's check out what made up those 21. We have App Shell Tenon, Audience Builder Component Tenon, Delphix, Flashpoint VulnDB, Form Component Tenon, Illustration Component Tenon, Knowledge and Search Metrics, List Component Tenon, List Filter Component Tenon, Modal Component Tenon, My Assets Validation, Navigation Header Component Tenon. Let's see the rest of the list here. Notifications Component Tenon, Now Assist for Financial Service Operations, PagerDuty Platform for Real-Time Operations, Qualys CMDB Bidirectional Sync, Record Details Component Tenon, Sending Strategy Component Tenon, Serenity AI, Slush Bucket Component Tenon, and 1 more left, vBrick Video. All were minor updates for this episode. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, and we have 3 release notes fails. If you haven't seen an episode before or heard an episode before, a release notes fail is that there are repeated release notes, no release notes, or release notes that reference a paywall or somewhere where we can't figure out what was changed in these applications. So they're a fail because I don't know what to tell you about these apps. They got updated, we just don't know what the updates were. They were Inmorphous GenAI Accelerator, Instance Watch Extension of Instant Scan, and IRM GRC Segregators, or Segregator. None of these were ServiceNow applications. They are third-party apps. And let's go ahead and get to the favorite part of this show. It's the new releases. We have our first new release this week. It's a head, hatch, asset, and CMDB integration. Full lifecycle asset visibility in ServiceNow is their tagline. Key features: integrate with a head hatch, a cloud-based platform for digitally connected real-time supply chain visibility and management. It includes improved asset management data set and accuracy, direct asset contract data population, warranty dates, configuration data enabling accurate capacity planning, accurate purchase order details with related assets, automated status update for inventory on order, received, and in stock, multi-vendor shipment tracking numbers, and accurate renewal data were the key features. They do have some screenshots. First one is a dashboard. They're calling it the Hatch Overview. Second one is the Integration Hub ETL Home, showing CMDB Service Graph Connector for a head hatch. Next screenshot is the guided setup for a head hatch integration. Next screenshot is a marketing screenshot or a marketing slide for their new application. Same for this next slide, and then there's a video which we won't click on, and then we're back to the dashboard for this new application from Ahead Inc. Our next new release is EY Cyber Operations. EY automates vulnerabilities with Tanium, ServiceNow, empowering teams for speed. Key features on the functional side: risk scoring based on various factors such as asset criticality, CVSS score, etc. Versatile, scalable SaaS delivery method. Proven workflow automation and engine advanced by AI. On the technical side, vulnerability remediation and exception workflow, out-of-the-box connector for Tanium to ingest endpoint vulnerability data, and enhanced data visualization through dashboards and reports. There are no screenshots on this one, so that's what's new from the team at Ernst & Young LLP USA. Our third new release is High Trust Assessment Exchange, the most trusted solution to establish, maintain, and demonstrate security capabilities for risk management and compliance. Let's scroll down to the key features here. It's a bit wordy, so I'll try to summarize. High Trust Assessment Exchange integrations with ServiceNow third-party risk management, offering a seamless and efficient experience for high trust clients to submit and manage assessments through high trust systems of record. Get up and running quickly with their guided setup, import inherit risk questionnaire, templates from the High Trust API. High Trust IRQ responses are sent automatically to the High Trust API. Request High Trust assessments from vendors directly from the vendor risk management workspace. And instead of relying on PDF reports, import High Trust assessments in a relational table structure for unprecedented reporting, analysis, and decision-making for vendor risk management. They have screenshots. First one is the guided setup. Second one is the guided setup configuration steps. Third one is a workspace. We're in the vendor management workspace looking at the risk overview. Looks like if I go back, there's a risk intelligence provider for high trust and a score of 200 for overall, showing on the bottom left of that workspace. Then there's the modal pop-up for request high trust assessment. In this case, the request in the due diligence /IRQ. Next is the high trust IRQ assessment. Basically, if you go to My Assessments and Surveys, it shows any assessments that are assigned to you, and that's what we're looking at here. Next screenshot is the actual assessment, showing in the legacy view, not the vendor risk portal. Next one is the vendor experience. Next one is the assessment, a template in the vendor risk portal, or third-party risk portal, sorry. They changed the name a couple releases ago. Next up, a screenshot of the risk intelligence scores. And then we have a assessment showing on the back end with all the different factors and corrective action plans, domains, domain requirements and comments, etc. Then there is a Vimeo video that won't play, which we weren't going to play it anyway. And then we're back to our guided setup screenshot from the first one. And that's what's new for the team at High Trust Services Corp. Our next new release is HP Workforce Experience Platform Event Management. Streamline event management to improve incident resolution. Let's scroll down to the key features. We have HP Workforce Experience Platform events in the ServiceNow IT Operations Management event feed. Standardized event data for consistency and to automate the population of information in the incident form for faster incident management, automatically correlate events and reduce multiple alerts, filter out irrelevant alerts and focus only on significant events, and streamline setup and deployment with ServiceNow guided setup. They have screenshots, so let's take a look at the first one is the adoption services, or this is basically guided setup. It says adoption services. I haven't seen that before, but it looks kind of like guided setups. Where you're tasked for getting everything loaded and done. Next screenshot is an incident showing on the description some details. Next screenshot is a list of alerts in the legacy view. And then we're back to the adoption services screenshot, which was our first screenshot. And that's what's new from HP Workforce Solutions. Our last new release for this episode is Matrix Digital Monetization Orchestrator. Unify ServiceNow CPQ with the global leader in real-time agile telco monetization to attack new market opportunities, accelerate revenue growth, and deliver the transparency and trust required for unsurpassed customer experiences. If we scroll down to the key features here, let's just list off the list there. Monetization catalog, subscription recurring and promotions management, personalization and group management, real-time notifications, real-time payments, channel enablement, bill cycle management and taxation, event and session management, contracts and financing, event repository and streaming management, and revenue share calculations and revenue reporting. There are no screenshots for this new app, just a video, so that's what's new from the team at Matrix Software Inc. And that takes us to the highlights for the episode. We do have 8 of them this week, so it may take a little bit longer than we normally do. The first one is Checkmark CX SAST vulnerability integration, updated version 1.0.30. And in this version, They have plugin will close all findings which are not present in latest scan, fixed for undefined tag value, and configuration UI changes. Typically, I'd leave something small like this in the minor updates, but that first enhancements, plugin will close all findings which are not present in latest scan. That's a huge deal if you've ever worked in vulnerability management. The findings can pile up and you got to go close them all when they're resolved. So when it doesn't find something and it automatically closes them, that's a huge time saver for their customers. So the next highlight is environment, health, and safety incident and investigation, updated to version 8. And in this version, there are enhancements and bug fixes. They added support for reporting incidents from the Serenity mobile app, added ability to request a review before closing an EHS incident, added monthly PA indicators to streamline data collection and improve trending on data visualizations, updated the EHS dashboard to display monthly indicators, added support for filtering injury metrics by employee type, deactivated unused record producers, updated OSHA 300A generation to use of document templates, and fixed an issue where Modal presents a configuration error when users attempt to add a second property damage record to an incident. Whew. Our next highlight is inspection and audit management from the same company, Serenity EHS Inc., updated version 8. And in this version, let's see, there's a lot going on. They enabled support for string responses, enabled support for numerical responses, enabled support for multi-select responses, and enabled support for weighted sections. In their section titled Other Enhancements and Bug Fixes, they added the ability to restrict a risk template's applicability to specific entity classes, added ability to request a review before closing an inspection, added monthly PA indicators to streamline data collection and improve trending on data visualizations, added more control of columns displayed on list, fixed issue causing some users to experience server error while viewing the inspection center page, fixed issue on inspection center page causing AI template modal to get stuck while loading suggestions, and fixed issue when generating reports. Whew, lots going on there in that update from the team at Serenity EHS. Our next update is No Code PDF, updated version 2.1.0. In this version, they've introduced new custom transform functions. You can create custom transform functions for your data and call the transform function in your HTML template like, and they give an example. The conversion of attachments to base64 can now be controlled via property. And reevaluation of many-to-many template files can now be controlled via property, and current date time can be included via the variable. They list the variable name so that it fits your needs. That was the highlight for Archive AG for their application No Code PDF. The next application, back to Serenity EHS, is Serenity Core, updated to version 8. And in this version, they added support for 3-factor severity, exposure, and likelihood-based risk scoring, added support for multiple risk formulas, added support for configurable risk matrices on risk assessment templates, added support for configurable severity, exposure, and likelihood choice options with short descriptions and additional help text, added support to configure choice options on control assessment, added support for control scoring, added support for a calculated residual risk scoring using % risk reduction value, added option to pre-populate assessments with template hazards, added an option to allow multiple instances of the same hazard on an assessment, added ability to request a review before closing risk assessments, and added ability to restrict a risk template's applicability to specific entity classes. In the investigation enhancements, they added support for fishbone methodology for root cause analysis, added AI recommendations for root cause analysis, added ability to create findings directly from the root cause analysis experience, updated recommendations tab to enable assignment of child actions to findings. On Serenity Mobile, they added support for offline mode, and in the section titled Other Enhancements and Bug Fixes, they consolidated the EHS homepage and employee homepage into a single page, updated the EHS homepage to enable configuration of specific components without impacting upgradability of the entire page, added a section to the EHS homepage to dynamically query for and display record producers, added ability to request a review before closing a finding, updated Establishment Center with a new experience for entering time card entry totals at each site, added monthly PA indicators to streamline data collection and improve trending on data visualizations, fixed an issue causing some users to experience server error while viewing Risk Center and Findings and Action Center pages, and fixed an issue on schedule experience causing fields to appear when they should not be displayed. Great release notes. I hope everybody notices what good release notes actually looks like. So thanks to the team at Serenity EHS Inc. The next highlight is from ServiceNow into the SN Risk Assessment, updated version 19.1.3. In this version, New, they've introduced navigate between different sections at any point in the process, added a new action button in the header to execute automated factors. They changed the navigation panel. It's been revamped for a fresh look and better usability. Convenient back and next buttons are now available now always visible at the footer for smoother navigation. They resolved an issue where the guidance text for a factor was not displaying in full, and the option to switch between states using header actions has been removed, and validation of the assessment has been removed when moving between different sections. Our next highlight is from SNIC or SNIC, I still don't know how to pronounce it. It's the Security for Application for Vulnerability Response, updated version 3.0.0, and in this version they added filtering support for project type, added IAC issue support in existing SCA integrations, mapped the last opened as first found in AVIT, and changed mapping of disclosure time to first detection date in third-party app. Our last highlight for the episode is ServiceNow's third-party risk management, updated version 19.1.2. In this version, on the new section, the Digital Resilience Third-Party Registers application now integrates with third-party risk management. They changed, addressed accessibility gaps in the TPRM workspace, migrated the legacy tiering questionnaire reminder and external questionnaire reminder workflows to Flow Designer. On the fix section, they corrected property access role requirement in the documentation. The scoring rule and scoring rule reference fields were being updated by a business rule every time an engagement record was viewed. NA should not be included automatically as a value when multi-select question responses are exported to Excel. Fixed authorization issue and glide record glide aggregate query string, which provided access to low privilege. Fixed UX screen condition ACL to include script level authorization. Fixed misconfiguration of ACLs that have no roles, no conditions, no script, and no security attributes. And rename the Privacy Manager group to TPRM Privacy Manager to prevent conflict with the Privacy Management Application group. And that, everyone, is our entire episode for this week. Let's take a look at what you just saw or heard. That was 5 new releases, 8 highlights, 3 compatibility updates, 21 minor updates, 1 ghost application, 2 fixes, 2 downgrades, and 3 release notes fails. I hope you found this video or podcast helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share it with somebody who you think might be interested in what's new, what was updated, and what was removed from the ServiceNow Store. And until next time, don't forget to always be learning.